Let me start today's topic. So, what are the learning outcomes of today's lesson? We will know about what is imbibition, what is an imbibate, what is imbibent, what are the factors influencing imbibition, and what is the importance of this imbibition and why it is actually required in the transportation or absorption of roots, and difference between imbibition and diffusion. So this all headings we are studying, like diffusion, osmosis, imbibition, these all are the important factors which are helping the plant to transport the water from the roots to different parts of the body. So this is the mechanism, this is one of the mechanisms. So how it is helping the plant, let us discuss. Now here comes today's topic, imbibition. So what is it? So it is also a special type of diffusion that takes place when water is absorbed by solids or colloids. So it is not happening through any semi-permeable membrane as of in osmosis, if you remember. It is in diffusion, we have studied that it occurs in both solid, liquid and gases, but it is adsorption. It is not absorption, it is adsorption by solids and colloids only, causing an increase in volume. So it is also a special kind of diffusion where the water is absorbed by solids and colloids. Now let us see what are the examples. Now it includes the absorption of water by seeds. So if you soak few seeds in water, after some time you will see they are absorbing some water and they swell up. Now if there is no pressure due to imbibition, what will happen? The seedlings would not be able to emerge out from soil. What is happening after absorption of water by the seeds? The seed coat breaks and the seedlings come out. And there is such a force or imbibition pressure is there that helps it to emerge from the soil. Now another thing is that you have seen that wooden doors, they swell up very much during rainy season. So this swelling of wooden doors is due to imbibition. So this is a solid, a wooden door is a solid. It is absorbing moisture or water which is present in the atmosphere. We all know that during rainy season the wooden doors swell up, and we know that the atmosphere is moist during rainy season. Okay, again these wooden doors only will shrink. So this is a reversible process. So they will shrink again because the water evaporates from the wooden doors during winter, because it is a dry condition, or during summers we can say the wooden doors are in their normal shape. So what is happening here? This imbibition technique also helps to swell the wooden door. So that is the reason why they swell up during rainy season. So is it clear to all of you, dear? So if it is clear to all of you, then let us move on to the next slide. So this is what imbibition is, special type of diffusion where absorption occurs by solids and colloids. So examples, absorption of water by seeds and swelling of wooden doors. These are the main examples. So let us see what is there in the next slide. Now here we are going to deal with new two terms, that is imbibate and imbibent. So what are these two? Now the solid substance or the substance which is adsorbent, which take part in imbibition, are called imbibents, and the liquid which is imbibed is known as imbibate. So let us take an example of the wooden door. So the door is acting here as an imbibent because it is absorbing the moisture from the air, and the moisture of the air which is present in the air is known as the imbibate. So is it clear? There is a clear difference between imbibent and imbibate. So this imbibate is absorbing, imbibate is the thing absorbed from the atmosphere, or the water which is absorbed is the imbibate, and the solid or the colloid which is absorbing is the imbibent. Okay, so imbibent is the adsorbent, and imbibent holds the imbibate or water by adsorption due to great force of attraction between these two. So there should be a great force of attraction between both the imbibent and the imbibate. Otherwise, they can't hold each other. If there is a repulsion force, they'll try to move away from each other. They can't absorb the imbibate. So is it clear? Just if you are not clear, let me know in your comment box so that I can clear it up in the next topic again. Please do write in the comment box what are your queries. Otherwise, I won't know. So let us move on to the next slide. Now here, this is an imbibition diagram. What we are seeing a beaker with some dry seeds in it. We have half filled almost, we have filled the beaker with water. Now after like 7 to 8 hours, we can see the seeds are swollen, and because due to this imbibition process, and these seeds, if they are being sowed in soil, what will happen? The seed coat will break, and due to that imbibition pressure, the seed coat will break and the sapling or the baby plant will come out. Now this imbibition pressure, we don't find any type of diffusion pressure. Diffusion doesn't cause any pressure. Diffusion, what is it? It is just movement of molecules, whether it is in gas, solid, liquid or gas, movement of molecules from a higher concentration to a lower concentration, but it is not creating any pressure. No diffusion pressure is there, but there is imbibition pressure which breaks the seed coat and helps the seedling or the sapling baby plant to come out of the soil. So this is the pictorial representation of imbibition. So let us move on to what are the factors which leads to this imbibition, or what are the factors on which this imbibition depends. So the main factors, there are 5 main factors on which the imbibition depends, or which are influencing imbibition. So first we can say that is temperature. The second is the texture of imbibant. The third is pH. The fourth is electrolytes. And the fifth one is pressure. Now let us see in brief how they are affecting. Now imbibition is directly proportional to temperature. So if the temperature increases, the imbibition also increases. Now texture of imbibant, the imbibition is found less in compactly arranged material like wood and more in lighter and soft material like gelatin. So in gelatin it will be more. If the texture of the imbibant, so what is an imbibant? We have told that the material which is absorbing the imbibate. So it will be more in gelatin, which is a colloidal substance, than in wood. So this gelatin is more suitable as an imbibant rather than wood. Now the negative charged colloids like cellulose shows greater imbibition in alkaline or high pH environment, and positively charged colloids show more imbibition in acidic medium. So is it clear? So if they are negatively charged colloids, they will be working more in alkaline environment, and if they are positively charged colloids, they will be having more imbibition in acidic medium. So this is the nature. It acts in this type of pH. Now electrolytes neutralize the charges of imbibants and reduce the process of imbibition, influencing the osmotic pressure. So electrolytes generally they neutralize the charges of imbibants and the process of imbibition decreases. Now pressure, the last point, and this we can say that imbibition decreases with increasing pressure. If there is more pressure, this adsorption rate decreases, or rather we can say that imbibition decreases with increase in pressure. So now comes what is the importance of this imbibition in plant physiology. So why we are studying this process in plant physiology? So let us study that. Here we will know what are the importance of imbibition. So it plays an important part in the absorption of water by the cell walls of root hairs. So the cell walls of root hairs are absorbing water. Now it is essential for dry seeds before they get start germination. So dry seeds, when we are soaking in water, imbibition is happening. So then after that, germination happens. Now imbibition leads to a pressure called imbibition pressure. So this pressure, actually this magnitude of this pressure is tremendous. And if the imbibant is confined or closed and allowed to imbibe so much so that a rock can be splitted, if some dry wooden pieces are inserted in a small crack in that rock and then soaked in water. So previously, during long back, when there was no such process or technique to break the rocks, what people used to do ancient time, they used to split the rock as much they can by this imbibition technique. So what they used to do, they actually inserted some dry wooden pieces in some parts of the rocks tightly, very tightly, and they started putting or soaking those pieces with water. So what happened, the wood started growing, or it started thickening, as we have seen the doors which are swelling in rainy season. Like that only, the wooden pieces also started absorbing water. So as there is a force of attraction between the imbibate and imbibant, so that caused the wooden pieces to grow much bigger, and it created a force so that the rock also used to break. So that is imbibition pressure. That pressure, that swelling of the woods, imbibition pressure is so tremendous that it can break a rock also. So these are the four main importance of imbibition, and in plants it's especially playing a major role, like absorption of water, I've told, by the cell walls of the root hairs. Then only if the root hairs are absorbing water, then only it will be moving to different parts of the plant body. So that other techniques we will be studying now in the later slides. Now it is essential for germination. It leads to the pressure called imbibition pressure, and it also helps to break the rock. So let us see, in the last slide we will be discussing about the difference between diffusion and imbibition. Now this is a very important topic, because these type of differences you get in many exams, ICSE exams or your school exams also. You may be getting the differences between diffusion, osmosis, imbibition, and like this is I am teaching you imbibition and diffusion. So in previous topic I have taught you the difference between diffusion and osmosis. So if you have studied that, now when I am teaching the difference between imbibition and diffusion, I think you can make a difference between imbibition, diffusion and osmosis. So make a column of 3 like this. You just divide the page into 3. You just write imbibition on top, then you write diffusion, and last one you write osmosis. And like this you differentiate between the 3. Like this you get many types of differences in your exam, so that it is a very important question, and you try to develop these skills of writing differences on your own. So this one I have done it for you. What is imbibition? It involves the absorption of the solvent or water by a solid substance, whereas what is diffusion? It is the movement of all types of substances from the area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. You can write region also in place of this area. Now imbibition always produces heat, but diffusion does not produce heat. So imbibition produces a high pressure called imbibition pressure, but diffusion can never develop pressure. So these are the major differences between imbibition and diffusion. So imbibition produces heat, diffusion doesn't produce heat. Imbibition produces pressure, diffusion never produces pressure. Imbibition, it is the absorption of a solvent or water by a solid, but diffusion, what is it? It is the movement of all types of substances from the area of lower concentration to higher concentration. So this is all for today's topic, imbibition. So if you are having any doubts, please do write in my comment box and go through whatever textbook you are studying. if anything, any doubts you are having, please try to solve the questionnaire session in your textbook exercises. If there are any questions, please write in my comment box so that in the next episode I can clear it up for you. So please do go through the previous episodes of Plant Physiology also, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get the updates in a systematic manner. Thank you.